Peace. Family, come on in. Come on in. Just watched something very disturbing, something that I already knew, but disturbing nonetheless. What I just saw was a video. I'm actually going to drop it in the link of the chat right now. Okay, and I'm also going to drop it in the description of this video after I leave. I just watched a video by Sophia Films, big up Sophia Films, and I just watched Ali Dawah tell people that he is actually willing to give his daughter, who is 9 years old, over for marriage. Now, the reason why Ali Dawah is saying this is because, as we know, everyone knows now, you can go to Sahih Bukhari and see that his prophet married a 6-year-old girl and had sex with her when she was 9. Now, watching this video, the reason why this video was made by Sophia Films, and I'm dropping it in the chat right now, is because there's a guy called Big Odds at Speaker's Corner, and he was told by Callum that I think it's Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawah condone child marriages, and then Big Odds challenged Hijab to a MMA match because of that, and then he went down to Speaker's Corner yesterday, Sunday, and went to confront Ali Dawah on it, and Ali Dawah looked in his face and said, no, I don't condone child marriage. However, I don't understand why people lie on camera. It's like they forget that they've said this stuff on camera. So on this video, it shows him actually saying, yes, he would give his daughter up for marriage at 9 because she had her period. Now, people were upset at me calling Ali autism. And the reason why I called him Ali autism is because if anyone knows anything about autistic people, as smart as they can be, they are not in touch with actual reality. Okay, and Ali Dawah doesn't seem to be in touch with reality. He doesn't seem to know that the society in which he lives, okay, doesn't play that shit. Okay, but he's got such verbal diarrhea that he thinks it's just okay to say that he'll give a 9-year-old up for marriage once she's had her period. And when I spoke about before about a clash of cultures and Islamophobia literally just being a clash of cultures, I really do mean this, because in the society in which we live, that is not compatible with the current culture, that kind of mentality. And what is interesting is that he's got upwards of 200,000 followers on his YouTube. Now that's 200,000 people. Just think about it. That's 200,000 people listening to this guy say this stuff, and it's okay. And so one person with that kind of mentality in this society, to me, is one too many. However, he's got 200,000 people listening to him and okaying this stuff. To me, it's actually quite sickening. Because I had the conversation before on Facebook a few days ago with somebody saying that, oh, that hadith's not authentic and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, well, if you say that, that's cool. But there are enough people, okay, that actually think that it's authentic. Plus, it's actually in the collection called Authentic Bukhari. However, you know, people still have their troubles with it because they are trying to come to grips with the fact that this is actually what is going down. Now, for me, I had a conversation about this, I said on my Facebook, and I was saying, what you have here, when you read that stuff, you will get the makings of what they call grooming gangs. Now, the Muslims will combat with, well, it doesn't say that in the Quran. Where does it say that in the Quran? And I've always said, the Prophet Muhammad, according to Islam, is the perfect role model for all humankind, for all times. That is what is taught in Islam. So if Muhammad is the perfect role model, and him as a role model had sex with a 9-year-old girl, you can see people can take that, whether in context, out of context, and feel like, well, okay, well, if that's the model. How you doing, mister? Yeah, I'm having a conversation. Go in the living room. Yeah, my son made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, he's a perfect human role model for all times. And so people can actually misconstrue this and looking at his actions. And so if you're looking at somebody's actions, I've always said people attempt to emulate their prophet and emulate their savior. So Christians would generally try to emulate what Jesus Christ was like, because Jesus Christ is like the central character of their book. The central character of the book of the Quran is actually Muhammad, and people will try to emulate his behavior. They will try to emulate his behavior in any which way they can, which is why you still get oh, hang on, I've got stuff popping up on my feed. Which is why, what is going on? Oh, fam. My computer's going crazy. Yes. Which is why you get people attempting to emulate what the Prophet Muhammad actually did in their own way, you see, in their own way. So Ali, to me, is actually a pedophile enabler, because himself, Tati, how you doing from Texas? He's actually condoning this type of behavior, child marriages, and said he would give his own daughter up once she had her period. Like, if you watch the video, like, I'm looking at my daughter and she's 12, and I'm like, giving this girl up for marriage at this age? No, no. But he said he would actually give his own 9-year-old daughter up for marriage. Now, anyone that's of cognitive sound mind can look around themselves and see the 9-year-olds that are in their vicinity, 9-year-old girls, and ask themselves if that 9-year-old is ready to be married to a 50-year-old man and be penetrated by a 50-year-old man. And I've said this before to people, okay? The reason why men are saying this, is because they're not women. They have never been in a position to be penetrated by a 50-year-old man at 9 years old. So they can talk about what it's like, okay? But they don't know and feel what it's like. And so the only people who can know and feel what it's like are women. And so this is why I'm always very skeptical of men talking about women stuff, and I'm always skeptical about women talking about men stuff. I'm always skeptical, because it's like, well, you're not in that position to really speak about it. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it feels like to be penetrated at that age. So why are people not asking women or people who have actually gone through, let's say, child molestation, to ask them what it was actually like to have this happen? And I feel like the more you ask even a child or a person who's gone through that, is a better will come to an understanding why it is either wrong or right. But him as an individual, to me, is a very disgusting human being. He's a disgusting human being. And the ideology in which that sits in his psyche, the ideology sits in his head, the stuff that he spews out of his mouth is absolutely disgusting, and it's not compatible with the society in which we live. And I've said this to people already about coming into contact with ideologies that are not compatible with yours. Okay, it's not that people hate a religion or hate a people. What it is that people are slowly realizing that an ideology, okay, is not compatible with their ideology, with their values, with their system, with the things that they hold dear. It's very simple. I said to people about the houses thing, about coming to somebody's house and attempting to implement new rules in somebody's house. Nobody likes that. The rules are there. The rules are set. If you come in my house, you abide by my rules. You don't come in my house and start spewing some other type of rules that are not down with my rules. You're going to come to a clash. Okay. So I would implore everyone to watch, everyone that's in the chat right now. Anyway, I'm going to post it again. Just watch that video and watch this man tell you that he is actually willing to give up his 9-year-old girl. But after lying about it, you see, he lied about it first. He lied about it first and said, no, I wouldn't do that. But like I said, the internet never forgets. There's footage out there, okay? So the footage is there, and then the footage is actually shown of him saying that he would give up his child for marriage. So for me, I'm wondering why these people find it so easy to lie. And so many of them have been caught in a lie. I remember watching a video the other day of that Ginger Hamza, and he was caught in a lie on another thing on so-called films about this scripture and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, these people find it so easy to lie. And the thing is, when they lie to you, they lie so sincerely. You think, okay, well, he seems really, sincere. So, I'll take his word for it. Not realizing that for me, the most dangerous person is that person that will look in your face, smile, lie, knowing that they're lying to you. That is a very dangerous person. Okay, that is a very dangerous person, and I want people to be very switched on with what is going on, because these people will look in your face and lie to you with a smile. They'll lie to you, and they'll be so convincing within their lie that people that don't know the conversation, people that don't know what's happened, can believe them and think that you're the one that's just got the you've got the problem. So yeah, it was disturbing to me. I'm not gonna lie. It was disturbing to me. And I think everyone should condemn this man. I'm not gonna lie, if you guys are at Speaker's Corner and you see Ali again, I think you should condemn him. I think you should let him know that his dirty, sick way of thinking about 9-year-old girls is not compatible with the current society in which we live. It's not compatible. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, we don't enable pedophiles around here. Okay, we don't enable child molesters in the society, and I don't care what society it is, and everyone's got daughters, nieces, people within their family who are 9 years old or in and around that age, and you just ask yourself, is this child ready to be married off and have sex? Just ask yourself that question, really, and how would that 9-year-old feel if you were to do that? You see, these people are disgusting, man. I'm sorry, but these people are absolutely disgusting. And anyone condoning this type of behavior needs to be exposed. They need to be exposed. I'm sorry. That video is out there. Again, I will drop it for anyone who's come in. For anyone who's just come in, I'm going to drop it again in the link. Let me read your guys' comments now. As soon as someone who is Muslim, I say ban Dawa guys, they're too cringe. I'm sure more people have left the religion than reverted. Live and let live, relinquish the hero complex. True. I think we should lock these peeps up until they change their mind. I don't think that will work, but I hear you, but I don't think that would actually work. Well, then Ali's child is at risk and should have some safeguards put in place for her protection. Damn, my 7-year-old won't go upstairs without the light on, for fuck's sake. It said Deva 79. I know, it's crazy, man. Lee Madley said, did the young Muslim boys get married to older women at the age of 6? That's a very good question, because I actually had the same conversation with somebody who said, oh, once you hit puberty, because the conversation is, once you hit puberty, you are now an adult. And I said, okay, cool. So once a boy starts sprouting his first pubic hair, he's now a man. He's now an adult. Okay, cool. Well, that little girl who's 9, who just had a period, and that little boy who is 11, who just sprouted his pubic hair, why not, even though this is not what I'm condoning, why not marry them together? Why not the 11-year-old and the 9-year-old get married together? Why has a big ass, grown, hairy, silverback man, okay, got to be marrying a 9-year-old. Why? Why not the little boy married a little 9-year-old? Why has it got to be a big ass, grown ass man that does this? These people are disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting. Because, like you just said there, grown women aren't marrying 11-year-old boys. Where's the grown women um, marrying these 11-year-old boys? I don't see it. I don't see it. And this is what, we can get into, patriarchy and, and matriarchy and all this kind of stuff. And this is just patriarchy. This is just literally a bunch of men deciding all the rules for how these women are going to run, how things are going to go down for these women. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I said, this guy's got upwards of 200,000 followers listening, hanging on his words. I'm just like, whoa. Whoa, that is a lot of people that are listening to you, okay? Listen to this disgusting, nasty individual. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because their thinking is low and leads to the Almighty cursing them. If you say so. They are lying because they doubt their own faith, says Love Takeover. I don't understand. Well, I don't understand all the lying that goes on with them. It's disgusting to me. You can't even have the one thing is really hard to do is have a reasonable conversation with a liar, somebody who's been disingenuous, right? Or somebody who is who doesn't have very good comprehension, because this is what I've noticed with a lot of the people. I mean, I'm no longer down the speaker's corner, but when I was there, I did notice that comprehension was a real problem with a lot of these people. Like comprehension's a real problem. Like just comprehending a very simple, basic argument, like taking them along the lines of why something is either good or bad, or why it should look like this, or why like they have very hard comprehension problems. They really do. Like you're trying to take them down a garden path, you're holding their hand, and they just keep back throwing fits. As you're trying to take them down the garden path to show them what's at the end of the path. They just can't comprehend what you're saying. They can't retain the information. It's sad, actually. It is quite sad. Black and White, same shite, says, I seen him arguing with Danny Tomo and he clean denied it. Yeah, he will deny it. But the video's there, though. This is what I'm trying to say. The video's actually there of him doing it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to post it again. The video's actually there of him saying it. So the fact that it's like you know what you said. You know what I mean? Like you actually know what you said. So why are you now lying? The video's out there. It's there. People can put it up. It's like people have no shame about lying. That's the thing. Like I've got shame about lying. People can say a lot of stuff about me. There's a lot of videos out there about me, but there's no videos out there about me lying about some shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't do lies. Like, everything I do is backed up with facts, evidence, logic, rationale, reasoning. You're not going to find a video of me lying about some stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? And if I do get caught in a lie, I have to be like, you know what? I lied. I did lie. My pride, my ego took over the conversation. I lied, right? But these guys, they got no fucking shame. These guys have got no shame whatsoever. They'll just lie in front of you, smile in your face, and then go back to their handlers and be like, I did a good job, right? And the handler will be like, yeah, you did a very good job, Ali. Pat him on the head and just get more subscribers. Very weird. Who's the one who's planting the seeds in Ali's head? I'm guessing it's not just a book. It says 74 Talk 420. I'm with you there. SHAK says, I'm an ex-Muslim woman. This is a big problem in Islamic societies. Iron King 26 says, and the thing is, cultures evolve over time, but for some reason they don't let that one go. This is the thing. I had a conversation with the same person I was talking to on Facebook, and they said, oh, it was the norm of the time to get married to somebody that age. And I said, there's been a lot of things that are the norm of the time. The norm of the time. They said, you're going to go back 1,400 years and say, oh, it was the norm. Okay, cool. But today, looking back, was that okay? And they will say, oh, it was the norm of the time. They just keep saying it was the norm of the time. Okay, cool. The norm of the time 500 years ago was to have African people as your slave. Is that okay? Oh, it wasn't normal at the time. Well, we know it wasn't normal at the time, but was it okay? As you think about it, was that okay to do? No, it wasn't okay to do. It's never okay to own another human being as your property and treat them as just your property and not as a human being. We know that in 2018 because we are evolving on our minds, even though people don't like the fact that it happened. They can at least say in 2018, you know what, that was really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Society was really fucked up. There were some really messed up people, but these people won't look back and say, you know what, that was really fucked up. They just won't do it. They won't allow their minds to evolve to the place where they think it's fucked up, which is why the only places you see child marriages and actual people still being enslaved on auction blocks is in the Islamic world. You don't find it in another world. You don't find it in other societies. People, you can't find it in Japan. You can't find it in, Europe and like China or it's in the Islamic world. Being able to have sex with a child, marry them off, and also to enslave another human being because they're black, you only see it in the Islamic world. So we have to ask ourselves, are these people moving forward or are they staying in the past? Their minds are literally stuck in a place for 1,400 years ago. I mean, they might as well just take a time machine and just go back and live there. Because it's like, yo, people, like in the next couple of years, we're going to have flying cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing on the internet. I'm like, people got drones, they're using the drone technology to make hover cars. Do you know what I'm saying? We are literally moving into an age where the future is upon us, and these people are living 1,400 years ago and trying to, condone the stuff that happened 1,400 years ago. Bro, move with the times. Your phone is now a computer. Like move with the times, bro. You can transfer money between accounts on your phone. Move with the fucking times. Okay, these people are talking about, oh yeah, well, my prophet. That's 1,400 years ago, dude. Like that is a long ass time ago. Okay, we're moving forward. Please move forward with us. And that's why I've said to people, religious people will get left behind. Go on then. These people will be left behind. Sorry. Son of Susan said there wouldn't have been a transatlantic slave trade if blacks didn't sell blacks. Okay, I can answer that. If you believe that, I would say that you are misinformed. I would say this. If you have to look at people's moral compass, if I've got right now in my room, if I've got 5 naked babies for sale, are you going to buy them? You're probably not going to buy them because your moral compass may say, no, those are somebody's babies. What do you mean? You're just not going to buy people's babies. Okay, so I'll look at it like this. If Africans were just selling Africans like that, naked Africans ready for slavery, and you came along, would you buy them? You probably wouldn't. So you can't say, oh, it's because of Africans why the slave trade happened. No, there can be somebody selling something. It doesn't mean you have to buy it. It doesn't mean you have to buy it. Even though I don't buy that story. Sorry, family. Yeah, so just because somebody's selling something doesn't mean you have to buy it. In a court of law, if we think about this in a court of law, if you're caught with like stolen goods, right, your defense is not, yeah, well, on a, like they were selling it. It's like, well, did you know it was stolen? Yeah, I knew it was stolen, but they were selling it. That's not a defense. That is really not a defense. You can't say because somebody was selling something, that's the reason why you bought it. It's not a defense. And that's what I keep telling people about this whole slave trade. You can't say, oh, it was Africans' fault because they were selling them. Bro, right now, there are people selling some shit on the street that I know I shouldn't buy. Doesn't mean I should buy it from them because my moral compass says it's not right, it's stolen, I'm not going to do it. And plus, the slave trade lasted hundreds of years. Africans weren't just selling Africans for hundreds of years. It was a slave raid. You have to go into the context of the whole conversation. Please, can we stop that? I actually made a video on that. We need to stop that nonsense. Africans are equally as guilty in the slave trade. No, they're not. And I tell you why they're not. You could have 100,000 Africans helping the Europeans. You could have 100,000 Africans helping Europeans during the slave trade. That doesn't mean all Africans are to blame. That means those 100,000 Africans are traitorous motherfuckers and should be treated as such. You can't say, oh, Africans. That's like I said, no African either planned, organized, orchestrated, maintained the slave trade. No African did that. All the ships, European. All the money, organization, Europeans. Africans weren't like the forerunners in this stuff. They weren't. There were some involved. We can't, deny that, but they weren't the forerunners. Just like there are people involved right now with the Americans in Iraq. There are Iraqis involved with the Americans now in Iraq. But Americans are the ones that's, the ones that's the orchestrators of that whole stuff. It's not the Iraqis. Come on, family, man. Seriously. Just think about this. Just think about that, man. Like, it's the same thing I said with Hitler had 100,000 Jewish people in his army. Hitler had 100,000 Jewish people in his army. It's not the Jews' fault why Hitler done the Holocaust. It's not the Jews' fault. Hitler was going to do it. So said, so why aren't you angry with Africans? Of course I'm angry with Africans. I'm angry at the traitors. Everyone's angry at traitors. Traitors are traitors. They should be treated as such. But you can't say, oh, it's Africans' fault. No. Africans weren't just sitting around saying, oh, what we're going to do with these prisoners of war. We should call up our European neighbors. Funny. Anyway, fam, listen, the phone's popping off. I've got to go. I just want people to know, yeah. Seriously, watch that Ali Dawah video. I'm going to put it in a link, and I'm going to pin it to the comment section and just see exactly what that individual's about. He is a disgusting individual for condoning this stuff. So listen, you guys take care. Hug your families and keep them away from Ali Dawah. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Peace, family. Peace.